Rick invited me to tell my story today. He said something that stayed with me. He said we are living in a time where people are searching for answers, and sometimes the most powerful lessons come from someone who has already walked through the fire. So he asked me to share what life has taught me. And before I begin, I want to say something directly to you. If this video appeared on your screen today, I truly believe that is not an accident. Sometimes God places a message in front of us at the exact moment we need it most. Maybe you clicked on this because you're feeling lost. Maybe you're walking through a lonely season. Maybe someone recently left your life and you're still trying to understand why. Maybe you're carrying a quiet pain that no one around you really sees. If that is you, then please stay with me until the end of my story. Because the lessons I learned came from the hardest seasons of my life, the seasons when I had nothing left but God. And as this story unfolds, I will share several life lessons that those difficult years taught me. But the strongest lesson of all is waiting at the end, the one lesson that changed how I see every hardship, every loss, every closed door in my life. Sometimes when we feel drawn to a message like this, it is because there is one truth hidden inside it that our heart needs to hear the most. So if you feel something pulling you to keep listening today, perhaps it's because that final lesson is the one you were meant to hear. And if this message resonates with you, please like and subscribe so Rick can continue sharing stories like this. There are many life lessons I've learned over the years, and if people find value in this one, I'll gladly share more of them. But for now, let me begin with the most important truth I've discovered. Now, I almost forgot to introduce myself. My name is Emily. I'm 78 years old now. And after everything I've lived through, I can tell you this with complete honesty. When a woman reaches the moment where she truly has no one but God, something powerful begins to take shape inside her. At first, it feels like the end. Like everything you trusted has disappeared. Like the people you believed would stay forever suddenly become strangers. Like the life you carefully built begins falling apart piece by piece. But what I didn't understand back then, and what many people don't understand when they are in that moment, is that this is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of transformation. There is a sacred journey that begins when life strips away every support system, every familiar voice, every shoulder you thought would never leave. When the relationship collapses, when friendships fade, when the messages stop, when the phone grows silent, and suddenly the only voice left in your life is the quiet whisper of God. I remember the first time I truly felt that silence. The house was quiet, the kind of quiet that echoes. And I remember sitting alone thinking, how did my life become this empty? Maybe you know that feeling. Maybe you've experienced the moment when you look around and realize that the people you once depended on are no longer there. That moment can feel terrifying. But I want to tell you something I learned the hard way. What you are going through may not be punishment. It may actually be preparation. Your isolation is not meaningless. Your silence is not wasted. And your loneliness may be the very soil where God is planting something eternal inside you. Let me explain what I mean. The first lesson life taught me when I had no one but God is this: when people walk out of your life, God often walks closer into it. There are moments when God allows people to fade from your life, not because He wants to hurt you, but because He wants to reveal Himself to you. When the nights grow quiet, when conversations stop, when the people you trusted suddenly disappear, it feels painful. Sometimes it feels unfair. Sometimes it even feels humiliating, especially when you gave your love, your time, and your loyalty to people who still chose to leave. But sometimes the absence of people becomes the invitation of God. Psalm 34 verse 18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." That verse became very real to me, because during the moments when my heart felt the most broken, I began sensing God's presence the strongest. When everyone else stepped away, God stepped closer. and slowly I realized something. God sometimes allows people to fail us so we can finally recognize who is truly faithful. The second lesson life taught me is that when the noise stops, God's voice becomes clearer. A busy life makes it difficult to hear a gentle God. When life is filled with distractions, expectations, conversations, and constant movement, it becomes easy to ignore the quiet guidance of God. So sometimes God clears the room. He allows relationships to shift. He allows seasons of silence, not to break us, but to remove the noise around us. Because God rarely shouts, He whispers. And whispers can only be heard when a heart becomes still. Psalm 62 verse 5 says, "Find rest, O my soul, in God alone. My hope comes from Him." Stillness is not emptiness. Stillness is where understanding begins. The third lesson I learned is that God sometimes removes the things we lean on so we can learn to stand on Him. Many women are taught to depend on people for reassurance, for validation, for emotional safety. But when our identity depends on people, we become fragile when those people leave. So sometimes God removes the crutches, the relationship we thought defined us, the approval we thought we needed, the plans we believed guaranteed our future. When those things fall apart, it feels like a loss. But often it is actually freedom. Because once the crutches are gone, we discover a strength we never realized we had. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9 says, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Weakness is often the place where God reveals His strength. The fourth lesson life taught me is that pain can become a teacher instead of an enemy. Pain is something everyone tries to avoid, but pain has a strange way of opening our eyes. Pain slows us down. Pain forces us to reflect. Pain pushes us to ask deeper questions. And many times pain leads us closer to God. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." There were moments when I did not understand why certain doors closed in my life. But looking back now, I realized something powerful. Every closed door redirected my path. Sometimes a relationship ends because it was not meant to carry you into your future. Sometimes a friendship fades because your life is entering a new season. Sometimes God closes a door because He sees dangers you cannot see. And often when one door closes, another door opens that leads to growth. The fifth lesson I discovered is that when a woman has no one but God, she begins rediscovering who she truly is. When life is full of opinions and expectations, identity becomes blurred. We become what others expect. We try to please people. We try to hold relationships together. But when those voices disappear, something remarkable happens. God begins revealing who we really are. Psalm 139 verse 14 says, "I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made." That verse reminded me that my worth was never determined by who stayed or who left. My worth was determined by the one who created me. The sixth lesson is that faith built in isolation becomes incredibly strong. There is a type of faith that can only grow during difficult seasons. Not comfortable faith, not convenient faith, but resilient faith. Faith that stands even when circumstances are uncertain. Isaiah 43 verse 2 says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you." Not if you pass through difficulty, when you pass through it, because life will bring storms, but God promises presence in the middle of them. And finally, the last lesson life taught me is the one that changed the way I see the darkest moments of life. There will be seasons where the days feel unbearably heavy. Seasons where nothing makes sense, where prayers seem unanswered, where people leave, where doors close, where you sit alone and wonder why everything had to become so difficult at once. But here is the truth life taught me in those moments. When darkness surrounds you, you must develop absolute certainty that something good is still unfolding. Not someday, not eventually, even now. Romans 5 verses 3-4 says something powerful. We also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. That means pain is not pointless. Struggle is not meaningless. Hard seasons are shaping something inside you that comfort never could. So when life becomes heavy, do not collapse into self-pity. Do not become a victim of your circumstances. Do not waste your energy complaining about what cannot be changed. Instead, walk through the storm with quiet certainty. Accept the pain. Accept the lesson. Trust that even this moment is working for your good. Because sometimes the darkest seasons produce the strongest souls. And when the storm finally passes, you will look back and realize something powerful. God was not destroying your life. He was building a stronger version of you. And in every season I survived, without exception, something better eventually came out of it. So if you are listening to my voice right now and you feel like you have no one but God, let me tell you something from someone who has lived long enough to understand. You are not abandoned. You are being prepared. You are not forgotten. You are being shaped. And one day you will look back and realize that the season you thought was breaking you was actually building you. Because when a woman has no one but God, she stops chasing people who were never meant to stay. She stops begging for love that was never real. She stops building her life on temporary things. Instead, she builds it on something eternal. She builds it on God. And when she stands on that foundation, no betrayal can destroy her. No silence can break her. No storm can erase her future. Because the woman who walks with God never truly walks alone. And before this video ends, I would love to hear something from you. Tell me in the comments. What did life teach you during the season when you had nothing but God? Your story may help someone else who is going through that same lonely moment right now. And if this message resonated with you, please like and subscribe so Rick can continue sharing more life lessons like this. Because sometimes the most powerful wisdom comes from the seasons we once believed would destroy us, but instead, they transformed us. Thank you for listening to my story. It truly means a lot that you stayed until the end. May God bless each and every one of you who heard these words today. And if this message spoke to your heart, feel free to tell Rick in the comments if there is a life question, a struggle, or a topic you would like me to talk about next time. If my experiences can bring guidance, comfort, or clarity to someone walking through a difficult season, I would be honored to share more of the life lessons God has taught me along the way.